Hello everybody, just right here. Welcome back to another cast of The Lord of the Rings of BFME2 patch 1.09, and today we have a 2v2 on Buckland to check a look at. So let's see who our first player is today. We have mQs as Elves in the top left. In the top right, we have his ally Enjoymentk. That's Mordor there. The opposing team, we have King GALA. Alright, as Goblins. And then his ally is kingthrand. Kingthrand will, of course. Kingthrand Fabulous, as he's known. And he is Isengard. So we got Isengard and Goblins versus Mordor and Elves. Cool. Alright. Hopefully it's a good match. It better be. Alright, we have our Elven player going for a Lorien Warrior start there. We have a Mordor player going for Tavern. So he's going to start with Corsairs, it looks like. That'll be his starting unit. King Thranduil, Isengard, is going for Urukai. And it's going to be very confusing. Two kings. You cannot have two kings. We'll just call him Gala. Is it King Galadriel? Doesn't make sense, but why not? Right, Gala's going for Goblin Warriors as his starting unit. He's also throwing in a Fissure. Who's this again? mQs, right. mQs Lorien Swordsmen are out, so they're going towards the center. He's getting some Lorien archers on the way. He's probably going to take this outpost, I would imagine. If not, he should, but he will be engaged by Gala's things. Goblin Warriors, of course, as they're called by anyone with a brain. And we have Corsairs coming out there, as you see. We have Hearts of Palace of the Ring down as well for Enjoyment. And we have crossbows coming out for King Thranduil. Starting powers, we have mQs going for the far side. Looks like he did indeed capture the outpost there. He's moving on. Also having to play a little defense. So he's got far sights. Gala hasn't chosen anything, Goblin player. Mordor has chosen the Eye of Sauron. And we have Vision of the Palantir for King Thranduil. So we have Urukai Swordsman against Corsairs of Umbar. I'd imagine one-on-one melee, the Corsairs would lose, but since King Thranduil is just running them away, they are obviously not going to do too well, taking flanking damage. But you see there, as soon as he put them in the shield wall, he decided to move into a better spot, which is definitely good. So nice play here by Enjoyment. Also, he's got Corsairs to defend off Goblin Warriors, which should end pretty well for the Corsairs, I'd imagine. Corsairs are 400 a pop, so they're not too bad. Looks like he's attacking up to Haradrim Archers there. Interesting. So if Haradrim Archers and Corsairs of Umbar is his units. Looks like Thranduil's probably, yep, he's going for Warg Riders. That would be a great counter to that, of course, because there is no pikes in that as of now, at least. Well, looks like Thranduil is going to try and take the outpost here. And he should succeed, I think. Not too much trouble. Got some Mythlons being brought out for mQs, who is also going for nothing else. He might be saving for a hero or something. Or he just doesn't have money. Maybe I looked right when he doesn't have money. It's possible. Alright, we got the 1st Battalion of Haradrim Archers on the field. Very nice, very nice. How do they get their barbed arrows in patch 1.09? Level 3. They don't get fire arrows in patch 1.09, so just level 3 straight up you get the barbed arrow ability. But you cannot get fire arrows, which is pretty irritating actually. If you could, they would be much better at taking down buildings and such, of course. So if you want that kind of stuff, you're going to have to go for Orc Archers, I'm afraid. But of course, the Haradrim Archers out there by themselves not going to do too well against the power of the Warg Riders. And we got a Cave Troll with a tree in his hand. That also countering very nicely what they have. And there he goes, getting a nice smack. The archer line of mQs there. Beautiful. Scary. Scary stuff. Right, the army of mQs is on the way here. He's got Mythlons, he's got archers. King Thranduil chopping up some Corsairs there with his Urukai. The Urkai are doing pretty well. Of course, Mordor doesn't have any cav to speak of, except for their, of course, Nazgul generals they can from their heroes, rather. I say generals like it's Total War. Nazgul heroes they can get from the fortress. Other than that, they don't have any cav units in BFME2, so you got to be pretty reliant on those. And until he gets one of those, he's going to struggle, I think, to deal with the things. Or a flying unit, that'd be good too, of course. If you can get a Fell's Beast, that'd be pretty sweet. But unlikely. As of yet, at least. Because they're expensive. It does look like Thranduil's doing pretty well. His ally seems to be doing well with this cave troll, at least. So that's good. And there we go, we got the Nazgul on the field. For enjoyment. Very good. But I think this troll is going to be brought down. Indeed it is, by the Haradrim archers. In brutal fashion. Haldir has been recruited for mQs, so he's leading the army of elves. He also has the outpost. And Thranduil is moving in with his Warg Riders, which are not going to do too well against the Nazgul, of course. Nazgul is also a good counter to cav, because of course they don't get their real cav bonus against a mounted thing. And it's a hero, so he's going to wreck them. Also, of course, he has Dread Visage, which is also very useful for debuffing anything in the way. So Thranduil's going to try and take them either this or both. Does he have enough Uruk-hai here? He's trying to get his pike in position to get rid of this Nazgul. But it looks like Enjoyment has microed the Nazgul out of the way. Luckily for him. Ooh, he almost ran right back in. Nearly missing them. Nazgul dive very quickly to pikes, so you have to be very careful. Oh, he's gonna. Oh, I thought he was gonna kite him into the pikeman. That would have been pretty nice. Well, I think Enjoyment is watching his Nazgul pretty closely, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Looks like a forward statue is being thrown up, and the army of mQs is pretty hefty. Although he is up against 3 cave trolls and some goblin warriors there. Interesting. And there you see the cave troll variants, different color cave trolls. Pretty cool. A neat little feature. Will 3 cave trolls be enough to take on a fort? Highly doubt it. He's going to take on the tower though. Got too much trouble. Wow. Cave trolls. Pretty strong. Pikes and Haldir have arrived. Should be no problem for them to clean that up, I think. So he'll have taken a bit of damage to his fort. Nothing too severe, I think. Oh, this cave troll's being microed around to be cheeky by GALA. Get as much damage in as he can before he goes down. That was a good assault, to be honest, for the cost. I guess that was like, what, 1,800 resources and cave trolls for 3 towers and a lot of fort damage. I don't know. Maybe not good, but hey. A good effort, nonetheless. Alright, there is the vision of the Palantir being used. That, of course, does give a speed buff to the... tendency to say boof nowadays. What irritating. Oh, the Nazgul got right in there and get wrecked by the pikes. It gives a speed buff to the units under it, the allies. So it's pretty nice. You can get your guys going pretty quick and get in position fast. So good for retreating or chasing down things, as you might expect. Alerts is up to level 2, so kingthrand is beasting with his alerts. Although his corsairs are carving his way through all these pikes that kingthrand has built here. Now that Nazgul's dead, I guess he doesn't need as many pikes. But definitely the pikes will be back. Wow, these wargs are... Well, somehow they're being kept at bay by Pokemon information, like, infinitely far away, which is very unusual. Oh, another cave troll being sent in to mQs's base. Undoubtedly going to do a little bit of damage, but there's pikes here. Fortress has already done most of the damage, so he's not going to get that much done. I wonder how good Throw Goblin is in 1.9. Potentially, that could be abused to destroy the Elves Fortress. But of course, all these little small attacks on the base of mQs is leaving him just with a huge army and ready to ravage the Goblin base. So I think GALA is going to be in trouble here, unless King Thranduil sends aid. Of course, if he does that, that'll give mQs and Enjoyment a little bit of time to start doing some damage to his base, if they so desire. Mainly, of course, Enjoyment. As mQs is quite busy. Doesn't mean you can't send some other units elsewhere, but... Nazgul's fallen, once again, to some pikemen. Very nice. Sounds like we have a Bombadil. He's in there somewhere. There he is. You can recognize that little hat anywhere. There he is. He's getting leadership from Bombadil as well. He gets leadership from Haldir also. 50% damage. Looks like Haldir is going to retreat to the safety of his numbers. And the Cav has been brought in to do some damage to all this Goblin filth. Now, King GALA definitely on the back ropes there, I'd say. King Thranduil might be as well, I'd say. Although this is probably dealable, I'd say, as well. I think King Thranduil's in no danger of losing the game by any means. Nor do I think GALA is in any danger of losing the game by any means. As it looks like he dealt with the majority of the Elves and he will have to regroup. Elves can still control the outpost though, so it shouldn't be too hard for them to do so. Money generation in BFME2 1.09 is pretty quick actually, so you generally get your armies back fairly quickly. And of course you don't have ridiculous wait timers for your heroes if you lose them, so you can get those back fairly quickly as well. It keeps the game going pretty fast actually, which is kind of something I like in a way. But to each patch and different variation has differences that you may not like or you may love. And that's what's nice about having different options of patch, I guess. Yeah, King Thranduil's moving in. Got a not so nice trample there with his Warg Riders. So there's not many of those left. He has brought forth a lot of buff crossbows. Lurtz is here. He is providing leadership as well. 50% damage leadership to crossbows, which is pretty big. And now it looks like GALA is being aggressive here, trying to push forth against this goblin, or with his goblins, against this elven menace he's up against. He's got a lot of spider riders, so he potentially has a lot of destructive power against what seems to be a pikeless army. He needs to move in there quick before those Mythlons get in there. Fortunately, he has pulled back. I think that was a mistake, as he had potential to trample the hell out of all those. Ooh, Saruman's on the field. You always know the Saruman's here. It's that booming thundercrack sound that you always love. That I love, at least. Is it Glorfindel? No, it is. Glorfindel's dead. I didn't even know he was on the field. Lurt's taking care of Glorfindel there, of course. Probably pinned him in place, I would imagine, and then wrecked him with carnage ability. That's what Lurtz specializes in. He's an anti-hero hero. That's what he does quite well, and always has, and always will. Looks like the Elves are trying to throw up a tower here. Cheeky little tower. Suggesting though, if you're going to throw up a tower here, throw it up on the hill. You actually get a height advantage bonus. So I'm gonna get a big Wizard Blast immediately level 4. Holy crap. Well, he levels up quick. Sometimes you see the Wizard heroes level up fast, sometimes you see him level up super slow. It seems very inconsistent. Not gonna lie. But if Saruman levels up at that rate, well, he'll be level 10 in no time, and that would be lovely. Because I rarely see a level 10 Saruman. Especially after being denied one of my own in a live commentary game. Right at the end. It's very disappointing. But I think Saruman will be a game changer here. He doesn't have any way to deal with it. Lurtz has fallen though, to the barricade expansion of all things. So that's unfortunate. And it does look like Enjoymentk has himself a bit of a problem, as he doesn't really have any way to stop this roving Isengard force. trying to think of what he could possibly do. Maybe some troll, attack troll? Well, attack trolls aren't very good against pikemen. But so Nazgul not very good against pikemen. He just ran him in there and died. That wasn't very smart. Glorfindel's back on the field there. There he is. Pretty cool fact about Glorfindel is there's the HD edition model of Glorfindel, which is very good as well. But 1.9 also has its own special Glorfindel model, which actually I kind of prefer. It's a pretty good one. I like them both though, but I think the 1.9 one is quite nice. This one looks stronger though, I'll give him that. He looks like more of a fighter than the other one. The other one looks pretty cool. Check it out. I'm sure you've all seen it. But since I do all my casts on 1.09 on the HD edition, you'll never see him. Unless I do a live commentaries, Elves and get Glorfindel, I guess you could see him that way. Or see it for yourselves, like I said. But it's pretty cool. Alright, how's things going over here? We got the War Riders from Thranduil. Not really anything to oppose them either. He's not getting any pikes. He's throwing enough tavern. I feel like the Mordor player doesn't know how to counter this Isengard play very well. I mean, what else can you do? That's probably the call I would make. Yeah, definitely. Although, of course, Greenmo Wormtongue can help with that, with his backstab ability. So, maybe not as well as you think, but until then, that should do very well. Of course, Saruman's Fireball can hit the Fell Beast as well. So he has that. He also needs some crossbows. You have Lurtz also. He does get knocked down by flying units, but of course, do bow damage until then. But for countering flying units, you definitely want to get yourself Grima, get yourself Saruman, and crossbows and Lurtz. That's your only options, really, to actually countering such a thing as Isengard. Goblins have even less options, so rip Goblins. They have, of course, the Spider Riders in bow mode, which don't seem to be doing very well. You got Goblin Archers, or you have Drogoth, which of course is not cheap, so not really a thing at the moment. And we have Legolas. He's out in the field as well. So we got Haldir, Legolas, and Glorfindel. Glorfindel! Wow. Fireball did about half the amount of damage to the Fell Beast. It's quite effective. So definitely Saruman is the way to go there. Why does Haldir have such a loud hit animation? Hit sounds. He's always been that way, but it's just like, why is his so loud? Tom Bombadil and the Fell Beast chasing down Saruman. Saruman won't fall though, of course, to flying units. He will fall to Tom Bombadil though, because Tom Bombadil can knock down a majority of heroes, if not any hero, by bumping into them. And that could spell your doom if you're not careful. Strapping young man. Such a strange one, isn't it? It's a very unusual character, Tom Bombadil is, to say the least. But mQs is pushing in with a fairly strong force here, supported by Eagle Summon. And I do feel like Goblins are going to struggle. He's also got himself a Goblin King. And of course, it's the HD edition Goblin King skin, which some people like, some people don't. I myself prefer the old, shirtless, weird version, because it has character. I don't know. And I don't like the pants. To be honest, I don't like the pants of the Goblin King. I like his shirt is not bad though. It's not a bad model by any means. But some of you will love it, some of you will hate it, I guess. But that can be said about anything, really. Alright, we got Berserkers on the field now for kingthrand, which is a good addition. Berserkers will help with the Corsairs quite a bit because they have Cleave, and they're just very strong against Swordsmen. What does it actually say they're good against? Probably just Swordsmen. Infantry, which is Swordsmen, of course. But if you get them on Archer line and stuff, they'll do quite well also. This Nazgul's playing with fire there. I have a feeling he's gonna get burned soon. Where's Saruman? Is he still alive? Or is he dead? I don't see a Saruman. Well, Saruman may have fallen, or he's hidden from my view. But of course, kingthrand can get him back fairly easily if he has lost him. As he does have Field of Fire, so it looks like. He's about to be... Alright, he is being raided by some Rivendell Lancers, being led by Glorfindel, though. So I don't know what to deal with that. He's used his Vision of the Palantir to speed up his units to keep up with them. It makes them pikes pretty dangerous. Oh, Glorfindel's been pinned. By alerts, Glorfindel is going to the graveyard. Very nice, netting him a nice 700 resources for his troubles. Meanwhile, it looks like the Goblins are pushing forth on the Elves. With a display of power not seen in an age. Lots of Spider Riders and half-torn Marauders as well. Looks like he's some Wildmen summoned in there also. Phobos has been sent over from Enjoymentk to help deal with this. And for the most part, that should deal with it. mQs should be able to mop up the rest, I think. Since there's no anti-air there, Goblins won't have a chance. Unfortunate turn of events for them. Let's have a look at powers while we're doing stuff here. We have Summon Eagles, Tom Bombadil, Farsight, heal 14 power points, and 14 of 750 for mQs, the Elfin player. King GALA, the Goblin player, has himself summoned Spiderlings. Wildman, Backcloud, not Backcloud, Cave Bats rather. More chance, 7 power points, 274, 525. We have Barricade, War Chance, I have Sauron, 11 power points. And 365 to 750 for Enjoymentk, Mordor player, and ooh, Saruman's back in the field, very nice. We have Field of Fires, which is 65% resources from harvesting trees. One build's getting 20% armor. Interesting. And of course that works for your allies, it says. Summon Wildman of Dunland, Creebine, Palantir, War Chance, 15 power points of 351 of 750. So he's getting close to a 25. So he's 10 more power points and he can get one. Also, Saruman is back on the field as I see there. Level 6. He's getting there. I hope he gets level 10, that'd be glorious. Could be cool to get a level 10 Gore kill as well. I do wish Gore kill wasn't right to Scorpion though. It's gotta be said. The Scorpion feels so out of place. Why couldn't it be a spider? I guess he'd look too much like a Spider Rider. Give him a special spider then, I guess. I don't know. There's ways to do it, but I think the Scorpion just really doesn't fit. Alright, Thranduil's pushing forth. And it looks like Enjoymentk is on the retreat there. He's regrouping. He's got a lot of Corsairs and Heroic Archers. That's really what his staple of his army is. Thranduil's getting a lot of money off it. His Lurch is going to fall here if he's not careful. He's taking a lot of damage. Saruman's getting some levels. Oh, see how much he gets from that. Oh, right up to level 7. Nice. At level 7, of course, he gets Dominate, temporarily gain control of target enemies, which is very useful. I'm pretty sure you can actually take the enemy army and decommission the moving fortress as well. If I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, who knows. But I'm pretty sure I've done that before at one point. I say pretty sure loosely, of course, because I don't remember. Who knows? Alright, so we got a little bit of chaos going on here. Thranduil bringing some crossbows, summoning some wildmen. We have mQs bringing his elves. Oops, Saruman's on the field here. And he has stolen the elven army. At least a piece of it. Not nearly as much as he could have. Probably should have waited for him to group a bit, I think. Oh, Saruman got sniped by Legolas. Very nice. Nice play by mQs there. But he did cause them to have to kill a few of their own kin, at least. I'd imagine he could probably get him back pretty quickly, though. Yeah, Thranduil's probably already bought him back. He's got Summon Dragon as well. Anyone else got anything? A Watcher for Goblins is available. With 20 power points for the Elves. So he's very close to his 25. Looks like the Worm is just running amok, chasing down some Warg Riders, which is never ideal, because he's never going to catch them. So it's really a waste of the Worm's power. Worm can sometimes one-shot heroes, I think. 1.9 is pretty strong. So, Suspension will do a lot of damage. And Elves, as per usual, camping out in front of the base of the Goblins. And he's throwing up another Entomoot, because he's going to need an Ent if he really wants to seal the deal there. Yeah, Glorfindel's life is about to end again, I think. His Lurks has gone into Carnage mode. Oh, the Felbeast isn't going to arrive in time. Might have actually saved his life. Nope. He's going to get enough swings in before getting knocked down again by the Felbeast. And we do have a dragon summon for King Thranduil there. And this dragon is a nice bronzy color. Looks like he's sending over to deal with this Entomoot. A wise decision. Will he stop it before the Ent gets there? Yes, indeed he will. No Ents for him. Good call there, getting rid of the Entomoot. Ooh, and there's the Watcher summon. The Goblins have been waiting for. Dragon coming in as well. Jesus. Brutalizing these Elves. It's a thing of beauty. To be very careful of Dragon. Dragon fire is very dangerous, as you would expect. So you don't want to get hit by that if you can help it. This does give not Enjoyment, GALA a chance to recuperate here. Oh, we got Wormtongue being brought up. I think Thranduil realizes he needs to deal with this anti-air, this air thing. Ah, we got the Witch King. There's that cool Fel Glow, the Morgul sorcery that comes out of the fort when he gets recruited. I like all those neat little features that come out when things are recruited of high tier, like Witch King, Saruman, Gandalf, of course. Are there any more of those? Can't think of any more. Can't remember if Elrond gets one or not. He says something when he dies, though, I know that much. So he's already got something more than some other guys, I guess. Looks like Thranduil's going for upgrades. Good call. 3 more levels and he can use his sweet Thunderbolt. Hope he can get that before the game's over. Ooh, he's dealing with that, killed it. Killed the Felbeast. Of course, he now has to deal with the Witch King. Which is not as easy of a task, of course. Witch King has been dismounted, though. And he is a powerful hero on 1.9. He has a very large AoE radius. It looks like he's being pulled back, though. This Enjoyment feels he needs a few more troops, or maybe he doesn't want to push too aggressively with just the Witch King. His Nazgul is level 8, level 10 it does get Screech. So he'll have a little fear ability to use. One turn gets backstab at level 6. It does actually say in the tooltip that you can damage flyers. It can be used against flyers. I could have swore I heard somebody comment in some video or something that in patch 2.1 with Ride the Witch King you could actually do that as well, backstab flyers. Which I was like, what? I wasn't aware of that. Not played patch 2.1, so I have no idea. Thranduil really needs to use his abilities here. He's got Wizard Blast, he's got Fireballs. Looks like the Witch King's on the run though. I'll have him summon in, try and deal with it. Saruman versus the Witch King. Battle of the Ages. Oh shit. Saruman wins. Although Witch King's not dead, of course, by any means. Oh, he is leveling nicely, though. He's a level 8. The Witch King's leveling nicely as well. He's already up to level 3. Once he gets to level 10, his stuff is pretty cool. Unfortunately, though, you can't hear his cool sound files when he uses his abilities. Same might go for Thunderbolt, I'm not actually sure. I don't know if you can hear a new power is rising when he uses his Thunderbolt in replay viewing mode. Guess we'll find out if it happens. It seems like it's on track to do so, but who knows. Alright, we got the Goblin player GALA coming in with a force of upgraded half-troll marauders, some spider riders, and some Gorko in there? Don't know. I don't think he is. They're being cut down fairly rapidly, it looks like. So I don't think this is much. Oh, he is in there. There he is. Level 7. We're gonna have to call from the deep here in this game. You don't see that too often as well. Well, you might see it in 1.9, I'm not sure. But in Rise of the Witch King, I don't see it very often, let's put it that way. Alright, well, this assault seems to be doing pretty well, say, for the southern team. Someone's making his way through level 8. We got Witch King making his way through level 4. Oh, he got hit with a firewall. That was pretty brutal. If he had a Grima, he could actually finish him off if he had backstab. He's level 4 out of 6. He's going for the kill on the fort, though. I think kingthrand should be able to take down the fortress here. Ooh, another big blast. Down goes the fortress of Enjoymentk. Oh dear. Although on the left side, as you'll see here, the base of the Goblins, King GALA, is in a ruin. So they just base traded, basically. They double teamed the top right, which did lead to them taking down the fortress and the rest of the base. But, of course, there's nothing left to defend the bottom left player, and of course mQs took advantage of that, as he should have. Yeah, Goblin player does have a new base in the, not a new fortress, but he does have a fissure at least, so to keep him alive. In the base of kingthrand, which is very well defended. He's got lots of arrow towers, he's got the wizard's tower on there as well, and he has fire arrows on the fort, which is even more dangerous. So it'll be hard to attack without a level, or 25 point power rather. Oh, Greenwood dead. An unfortunate turn of events. Saruman, level 9. Oh my god, he's close. Witch King does remain, though. I'm surprised Lurtz isn't going Carnage to try and finish the Witch King. Perhaps he's waiting for Saruman to get those levels. We have a Haradrim Palace here, keeping Mordor alive. That might be it, though. There's the Mordor builder. He's on his way over. Witch King has taken to the skies here. There's a couple Merkwoods over there. Taking a few pop shots in before dying. For some reason they left the banner carrier, though. Banner carrier, of course, not very scary, considering he carries a sword of sorts. Is that a sword? I guess so. It's an interesting weapon. But for some reason, that would be the reason. There's an elven army at his doorstep. Kingthrand does have some crossbows with upgrades. He's got his horse heroes. He can steal the army of the elves. This could be huge. Look at the clump as well. Oh, he went for the fireball instead. Giving him a level 10. Oh boy. We have level 10 Saruman. Now we just need to see it happen. I'm going to follow Saruman to the end of the earth until it happens. Wonderful. So now he needs an army to use it on. That looks like a good army to use it on. I hope he uses it. Use it! Oh my god. Yes! Oh, it's so good. And it does make the voice file sound. That was close, though. He almost died for it. Worth it, though. Worth it. That is so cool. One of my favorite particle effects and sounds and powers. Just powers in general. One of my favorite from 1.9 is that. That, of course, Word of Power. Sauron's Word of Power. Glowing Shatterhammer. Those are all really epic powers. Which I love to death. Very cool. So yeah, it's weird. Like the Screech and the Dreadvisage, not Dreadvisage, Screech and the Hour of the Witch King don't make the sound file like the like the Saruman one does. So it is possible. Just maybe it was coded incorrectly so it doesn't show in replays. I don't know. It'd be cool if they could fix that though. So when you're watching, you can hear the Eye of the Witch King sound files and all that stuff. But alas, not a huge deal, of course. You hear it in game, and that's what's really important. What level is the Witch King anyway? Level 5. He's getting there. With a level 10 Saruman, it's going to be very difficult for the Elven player to break him, I think. Once he snipes before Saruman with all his Elven might. If the Goblin Fortress comes back up, which it is up, and he gets access to the Watcher again, which it is only about half. That'd be pretty brutal. Of course, King Thranduil can go for Watcher as well, as Watcher is a Isengard power. The Witch King has been crippled. Lurtz needs to go into... Oh, Witch King... He actually can't fight the Witch King, because the Witch King knocks him down. Interesting. Witch King is too strong. So he's going to need a different approach to this, I think, to deal with the Witch King. Some Goblin Archers, probably not doing a whole lot of damage, but, you know, every little bit helps, I guess. Arwen's been recruited by the Elves. And it looks like mQs throwing up a tower here as well. Cave Troll being sent over into top right to deal with some slaughterhouses. A good choice, but of course there is something here to deal with that. Looks like the Witch King's also falling back to keep his money supplies alive. Here's an awkward display of how the fortress things don't play well together, of course. Kind of blending in together. I still prefer to have them on though. They're cool looking. The Goblin and the Isengard one. Well, that actually gives me a chance to see how different they are. Looks like the Isengard one's smoother than the Goblin one. But they're both filthy, so they fit together. The Mordor one's kind of a cracked, dry land. I was wondering what the differences were earlier, but I couldn't remember. So now I know. Torkill's dead. Oh no. Died to flying. The worst kind of way to die, of course, in my opinion. Oh, there is the Rain of Fire. Taking out a little bit. Not a ton though. Got like 8, what, a Rick Pit? And some towers from the fort. Maybe some army in there as well. Saruman can steal an army here. He probably should try and steal the Elven army. Oh, Lurtz has fallen, but a dragon summon has been summoned in. The original OG dragon has arrived. He's ready to do some damage. For sure. Arrow volley. Which I'm assuming came from the Elves. Actually, it came from Mordor, didn't it? Nope, came from Elves. I think the bottom team's gonna struggle here. Seems like the top team has the map control and advantage they need here to keep pushing in. Goblins really need to get back on their feet if they're gonna have a chance, I think. As Isengard is struggling to push out. There's also a barricade expansion being thrown up there. Fire arrow, so it is helping. These lumber mills are definitely helping Thranduil stay alive, though. Lumber mills, tons of workers. Quite effective. Witch King got himself a level there. He's up to level 7. He's got Screech. 3 more levels of Out of the Witch King, which will be pretty good against Saruman, actually. Of course, Lurtz even as well, as he can reset their powers to just used. And Saruman, that's pretty brutal, because you don't really want that to happen. He does have a level 10 power ready though. Thunderbolt is ready. He does have backstab as well, so he can't actually use that if he goes flying. Oh, it's Dragon Strike. Unfortunately for Thranduil, they have an army move there. He's trying desperately to hit him with something. Got him with the Wizard Tower though. He's gonna need to take there at his end though. He's gonna be in trouble, I think. Dragon Strike has potential to actually hit things. Ooh, Saruman with a fireball. That's one way to deal with it. Instantly burning him into a piece of charcoal. Beautiful. What was Gorkio? 7. There we go, the Flood and the Eagle combo. Will that be enough to take down the fort? I don't think so. There's a lot of arrow towers still between the level 3 farms. The Goblin Fortress, the Isengard Fortress. And the Isengard Fortress has armor upgrades, so it's going to take a lot more than that, I think. Oh, there's a Brutal Watcher. The Bane of the Elves, as I like to call it. Elves does not play well with Watcher. It's going to be said. Oh, and Haldir has been sent into a spinning vortex of doom there. Unusual. Oh, the Watcher denying him escape, although they're not paying attention. There's literally Legolas ready to be killed if they were just paying attention. Ah, he got to heal. They're so focused on killing Arwen that a more expensive, important hero got away. That's unfortunate. Well, so be it. mQs is bringing in another army of elves. Legolas has returned. It looks like Enjoymentk has the outpost, so he's probably doing alright in money now. I'd say he's probably more than recuperated his losses. Well, maybe not, but he's definitely in a better position than he could have been. Potentially. Saruman still hasn't used his level 10. Looks like Mordor's in the back of his base here. A lot of Easterlings and some Roger Marches as well. Corfield been sent in on mount, sadly, to deal with that. Not, of course, not a good idea. He's going right back in on his mount. Take him off his damn scorpion, man. Witch King is still level 7. Oh, he's crippled. Wonder if he's going to use backstab. Will backstab be enough? There's the screech ability. It makes a really cool voice file sound, like I said, but you don't hear it in replays. But he does have that flaming sword ability, which is pretty cool. Primo's 1v1ing. Not really 1v1, of course. Ooh, there's a venomous word used to slow down the enemy. If you weren't aware that was a thing. Pretty sure that's a thing. Significantly reduces enemy speed, so it's good for using. Oh, oh yes. God, I mean, I left a lot of elves alive. It's gotta be said. The bad thing about that power is anything on the outer skirts get blasted back, but they don't actually get damaged. Only things within a radius, I think, actually hurt by it. But it's still amazing. Also, it's very bad at killing heroes and high health units. Unlike the old version of Thunderbolt, which was very concentrated, targeted lightning bolt that did high damage, which was good for killing high tier units, high health units. It's quite the opposite. It's interesting that he took that approach to Thunderbolt, but I kind of approve of it, to be honest. I personally think it's a good addition to him. Makes him more on par with Gandalf, who has cool abilities like that as well. So that's a cool addition to him. For sure. What do we have here? A Mordor wall hub being built over here. Of course, in 1.9 you can build wall hubs anywhere. I'm fairly sure. Oh, the Mordor builder got killed though by a cave troll. Very nice. But yeah, you can build wall hubs anywhere. And then you can build within the radius of the wall hub to a certain length. That's how the wall hubs work in 1.09. It's an interesting way of doing it. It works, I guess. But in theory, it does mean you could wall in your enemy as well. Not something you see done ever, but I'm pretty sure it is possible. So who knows? Alright, Saruman is here. Lurtz is here. Wormtongue is here. That, of course, is the extent of Isengard's hero force, which is not ideal. Do these ballistas on the fort have fire? Is that a thing? Holy shit. Is it actually possible? Because that's cool. Or at least they got some sort of effect from the Masterwork munitions or whatever it's called. I want to see them fire again. I'm pretty sure they're like reddish glowing. Orange, rather. Well, the forces of the north are starting to camp him in. Ent is very interesting looking, isn't he? That coiled tendril he's got on his leg. Cool. Saruman's just the bane events though. And he can take a lot of Silverthorns. Oh, he's gonna steal the Mirkwoods. Good choice. They'll do a lot of damage for it, getting killed off themselves. Cheeky little move by Saruman. Saruman level 10 is so good. So good. Alright, let's see a Ballista shot here. They definitely have a flaming projectile trail. Intriguing. Oh dear. Oh no, Saruman's been nuked. Gorkill's still alive though. So is Grima. Lucky for him. And there is a Ent summon somewhere. Hell if I know where though. There it is. Will this be the final assaults? Also, how much does a Ballista with Flaming Shot do? Actually, a pretty good amount. Worm has also been summoned in by Mordor. They're going to try and do some damage here. If they can knock out the Goblins, that would give them a much better chance. Of course, Isengard's the real threat, though. I would certainly say. Orkill's still level 7 after all this time. Not having a very good time of trying to get levels, it seems. How close is the Elves to Flood? Not very close, sadly, for him. Signal Fire is owned, one by the Elf, one by the Mordor player. So they have that going for them for the power recharge time. So they'll have their powers back much sooner than the bottom team. Got more Ents being brought in here. Without Saruman's Fireball, it's going to be a bit harder to take care of them. Well, that's one way to do it. I always find that funny when they get stuck in the air somehow. Both of them have been taken out. These Ballista on the fort are actually doing work. It's gotta be said. Look at the range on them. They're actually borderline OP? Question mark? That's how are you supposed to siege out a Fortress of Isengard if they have that far range? Holy shit. I mean, any catapult in this game might have that range, I'm not sure, but that seems pretty long. Oh man, the Goblin Fort is very close to death. He's also going for Ballista from the Forge Works. Can you find those? I think the Goblin player is getting close to being knocked out here. At least his fortress is. That will be a nice pickup for the North team. They'll stop their powers from happening from the Goblins. Also stop any, of course, heroes coming out. Or anything of that nature. A leveled up Drogoth would have been nice, of course, but if it's Elves, you don't really want to go for Drogoth too often because of obvious reasons. There's a catapult from Mordor being brought in. Finally, the siege weapon has arrived. So if we can get those catapults and these Ents together, start bringing down the fortress of King GALA, then they will take it down very shortly. One good thing you can do, actually, to bait out the shots of the Ballista, is just block your Witch King or some other hero in there. Just keep running him around. He'll, of course, not get hit by anything. Oh, there's the devastation. Maybe a bit premature. He's going to try and land on them, or in front of them. Oh. Landing on them is enough, though, as you see there. So perhaps he should have went for the land on the army. But the full Elven army is on retreat. Although he will have to take care of these Ents. I wonder how good a regular Ballista is against the Ents. Wow, these Ents are being melted. The struggle's real. There's a wasted flood. Although he did hit Kingthrand's fort to some degree. But I mean, I wouldn't have used it so close, seeing how one rock would have taken that down. I probably would have used it a bit closer to here. Maybe check out the Forge Works. But oh well. Not the end of the world for him, for sure. But Kingthrand needs to do something now. Or he is dead, I'm afraid. Well, Balrog. Balrog could kill this. He might have a chance. Fire Whip, though. Brutal. Very brutal indeed. Ballista, of course, not going to do too well against the flying units, sadly. So Cream is on the case. It's level 9 backstab. Could do some damage. Well, Balrog being completely used just to counter the army. Which it, I guess it did. It didn't kill it completely, of course. And I think it could have been a little better used, but for the most part it fought back, and now I'd say if they don't push now, they're doomed to fall. Does Isengard have any big powers? Of course, Goblins have no forts. Doesn't really matter what they have. He has Dragon Strike and Dragon. And that. There it is. Brutal. Obliterating the Elven army. Decimated. Of course, an incoming. That fireball, I can feel that incoming in no time. There it is. Insta-killing it. Such reckless fireball. Witch King is level 8. He's leveling up very, very slowly, it's gotta be said. I looked at him like 15 minutes ago, he's level 7. I want to see how much Grima's backstab does to the Witch King. Oh, come on. Oh, I guess he doesn't want to use him when he's by himself, does he? That's a fair call. There's the cripple shot. Of course, it can be used on flying units. Can damage flyers, it says, but it doesn't cripple flyers. But it is a nice little damaging shot. There goes one of the fell beasts. Managed to get taken down there. Ooh, and the Dragon Strike coming down. The impact of the Dragon Strike killing a lot of units. Dragon Strike comes down hard. Which is good. Puts them on par with Balrog, to be honest. That way you can do both of those things. He could kill both of those ends if he just attacked. There he goes. He's not gonna hit this one. This one microing his way into the blind zone of the dragon. Well, I don't think the bottom team's gonna win particularly, but by God, if they use some nice powers. Kingthrand was throwing out lots of nice powers, lots of level 10 Sarumans. That's all I could ask for in a game, really. I care enough that he lost, if he lost, of course. It's all about that Saruman level 10. And he's done it, what, 3 times now? Yes. So Wormtongue's entered escape mode, so he's chilling out invisible for a bit. And we got the Ent summon in the back of the base, followed by the Worm. We do have Lightning Strike ready to be used, though. Kingthrand is quick, he can hit all 3 of them before they move. This is the problem with a lot of players. They won't split up their Ents after summoning them. So they're very much likely to get hit by things like that. One of them lived, though. Thankfully for him, I guess. Which is unusual, to say the least. Looks like we have Mordor Siege Works with Grond coming. Oh my god, Grond. Interesting. Actually, someone commented in the video once saying something about the rocks of the Watcher looking terrible. And now, actually, I look at them, they do look very, very terrible. Unusual. We got Wildman Summon, Devastation as well, stunning the army. Summon doesn't have any big powers, but he does have his, oh, he just got killed by that. Rain of Fire, once again, obliterating Kingthrand's army. I don't know if Goblins have anything left. And there it is. Grond. The hammer on the underworld. Very nice. He will move into the city. Oh, weird graphical glitch. Alright, well that pretty much spells GG for Isengard, I think. There's not many ways you can deal with that, as far as I'm aware. Where is this Dragon Strike going? Ah, on the Elven army, of course. Well, it's definitely getting his money's worth. The Elven army chooses not to move. They paid the price. He also hit the Witch King with it. Alright, Grond has arrived. Kingthrand really should have put up some wall hubs. It makes targeting the fort a lot harder, I noticed. I'm gonna replay last time I saw Grond. Kingthrand Sport is going to die. Look at how tanky Grond is. Grond is OP, there's no question about it. Down goes his fortress. With it, Saruman's legacy has fallen into shadow. But it was good. Grond, if you're gonna go out, you might as well go out to Grond, eh? King GALA has been defeated, and King Thranduil only remains because of this Horg Pit. After that dies, you should be out. There you go. Game over. The northern team is victorious, so well done mQs and Enjoymentk. But holy crap, that was a cool game. Lots of awesome powers being thrown around, so that was very enjoyable to watch. And yeah, I thought the southern team was going to win there for a bit, but the northern team pulled it out and was victorious, so very nice. But nice to see some level 10 Saruman action. Lovely. So thank you, King Thranduil, for that awesome display of power. Anyway, there you go. That has been a cast of BFME2 patch 1.9. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.